Hi, this is Barry J. McDonald here, and I'd like to welcome you to today's episode over at writecom.com. And today we're going to have a look at you becoming a better bricklayer. Now you're probably wondering, well, I'm a fiction writer, or I'm a product creator, or I'm a blogger, or whatever I am. I'm not a bricklayer, and nor do I ever want to be a bricklayer. But if you just stick with me a moment, I'll explain the analogy and it'll make sense to you. Now I was watching a video the other day, and it was featuring Will Smith, and he was speaking about his childhood. And when he was growing up, his father was an electrician, and he used to install those large fridge chests you see in stores, and they used to do the lighting and stuff like that. So in the summertime, Will and his younger brother used to help him install those refrigerators and help around the workshop. But he said one day his father had this idea that he didn't like the wall that was in the workshop, and he knocked it down. Now, Will said they looked, when you're all standing looking at this kind of empty space, he said it must have been about 16 feet by 30 foot in length. And this big, huge hole, the father turned to them and he said, I want the two of you to fill that, and I want the two of you to put a brick wall there in its place. So Will looked at his brother and they looked at the father, and as if to say, well, are you crazy or what? And they said, well, we've never put down, bricks before. We don't know what we're doing. And the size of the job just seemed way out of their league. They'd never be able to do it. But the father gave them a good piece of advice, and it's something that stuck with me and will probably stick with you after this video. And that is, he said, put down a brick and put it down to the best of your ability. And then when you have it done to that, then move on to the next brick. And it's something that a lot of us should keep in mind, whether you're blogging, whether you're writing fiction, even me doing these videos. If I create a video to the best of my ability, if I, give the best content that I can, I only need to concentrate on today's video. Like Will and his brother looking at that big, huge gap where the wall needed to go. A lot of us kind of get put off by where we are to the point of where you want to be. It seems so vast. Like if I had an idea of maybe having 1 million subscribers on a YouTube channel, for me to go from the low audience I have at the moment up to that point, it could seem like a huge gap, and I mightn't actually go ahead and start making the videos because, I'm never going to reach that point. But instead, if I looked at each video like the one I'm doing now, took my time, give you good content, and did the best of my ability in each video, all those videos will add up. And over time, my subscriber count will increase. And it'll bring me closer to my goal. Even if you're a fiction writer, the thought of maybe sitting down and writing maybe a 300 or 400 or 500 page book, can seem daunting from where you are. Like you're starting off with nothing, and sometimes it puts off a lot of people that when they think, God, I have to write all those pages and get that end point, it puts them off. Instead of just focusing on one page at a time, writing each page like a brick, doing it to the best of their ability, and then when that page is done, move on to the next page. Blogging, again, sometimes looking at writing on a year's content of a blog can just seem, you're never going to be able to do it. Instead of just breaking it down to each single brick, each blog post that you do, make it a good blog post. There's so many people get swept up in this kind of, make money now and make money instantly mentality. They think they can throw anything up. But you and I know if you throw a couple of bricks up haphazardly, throw it up and rush through it just to fill a gap, that that's never going to stand up. You're either going to get knocked down by, maybe a change in the search engine algorithm, or, you're going to have somebody else is going to come along and, who's going to create better content than you, and they're going to sweep up that audience that you had. And, you're building a wall with no foundation and no strength. But if you focus on each brick that you're laying and do it to the best of your ability, in your heart that, over time that is going to build a really, really strong wall that you can be proud of, and it will stand up for years to come. Like Will said, every day they came home from school, they had to go and mix the concrete by hand, the cement by hand. And each brick they put down, he said he thought they'd never ever do it. But 18 months later, him and his brother, stood back and admired the wall that they had built. And they'd built it one brick at a time. They'd put down each brick to the best ability, and that wall stood there 18 months' time. Maybe it still stands there, I don't know. But it's something to think about, when you're doing whenever you're doing. Sometimes, the gap might seem so big from where you are to where you want to be. You may want to give up. But just break it down to a brick at a time, do it to the best of your ability, and you'll get there eventually. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you'd like to know more about myself, or the wonderful post we have over at Writecom, you're very welcome to drop by. That's WRITECOME.com. So we'll see you over there. Take care and have a great day. Bye bye.